Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Baltimore Orioles. In 2023, the Young O's roster took everybody by surprise and captured their first AL East Division crown since 2014. They were led by all-star catcher Adley Rutschman, who is quickly making the case to be a top 3 catcher in all of baseball. Last year, Rutschman led all catchers in wins above replacement with 4.3 and racked up 52 extra base hits while driving in 80 runs. Another electrifying young player for the O's is second baseman Gunnar Henderson. Henderson smacked 28 bombs last year with 29 doubles, 9 triples, and 82 runs batted in. It was quite the first impression for Henderson as he captured the AL Rookie of the Year, a Silver Slugger, and finished 8th in AL MVP voting. Another star is on his way and first overall pick Jackson Holliday, the son of former big leaguer Matt Holliday. Last year, Holliday soared through 3 levels in the minor leagues, finishing with a combined 30 doubles, 12 home runs, and hitting .323. In a surprising move, the O's changed ownership late in the offseason, and with limited time, the new ownership was able to start their regime with a bang, trading for NL Cy Young Award winner Corbin Burnes, who will slot in at the top of the rotation as he is entering the final year of his contract. Last year, Burnes went 10-8 with a 3.39 ERA for the Brewers. Burnes and Dean Kramer will form a solid 1-2 punch at the top of the Orioles rotation. In the bullpen, they added Craig Kimbrell via the free agent market on a $13 million one-year deal. Kimbrell spent last year with the Phillies and is coming off a 23-save season to pair with his respectable 3.26 ERA. Kimbrell currently sits 8th all-time in saves with 417 and could crack into the top 5 should he get the opportunities. Paving the way for Kimbrell is Yennier Cano, who is coming off a superb season for the O's, pitching to a 2.11 ERA in 61 innings. This 1-2 punch will have to carry most of the load as last year's AL reliever of the year Felix Bautista is recovering from Tommy John surgery. Now, let's take a deeper look at the 2024 Baltimore Orioles.
All right, Dylan, let's just jump right into it. This is one of the best teams in baseball. I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but I don't think everyone expected them to win over 100 games last year. I thought people just kind of thought it would be an increase from where they were last year, where they picked up 80 plus wins. But yeah, this team turned a lot of heads last year, and it is full of a lot of young talent.
Yeah, I mean, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and then now they got Jackson Holliday. It looks like possibly making the club out of spring.
Yeah,
This team's gonna be good for a long time, and I know the Yankees have spent a lot this offseason,
yep,
but I still think that this team is going to be the cream of the crop of the AL East for the next 5 seasons. I mean,
yeah,
I know this season the Yankees look really good, but
yeah,
um, they just got a new ownership. The
yep,
old ownership was never willing to spend.
yep,
We'll just shoot over the payroll real quick to get that through that.
yep.
And right here, you see it, 96 million in the luxury tax. They're only at 116. They definitely have money to spend.
Hmm.
Um, Under contract, pretty much everything in red or yellow here that could be a free agent next year.
Yep,
So it's all arbitration eligible players.
yep,
Obviously, you see here Burns, Santander, and Means will also be free agents next year.
yep,
Um, but yeah, their entire roster pretty much is ARB or on a rookie deal.
yep,
So that leads me to believe, hey, maybe why not Blake Snell?
yep,
I mean, we'll get deeper into it, but Kyle Bradish might be done for the year.
yep.
Right now they have Burns, Rodriguez, Kramer, Wells, Irvin. Irvin was a swingman for them last year. He only had 12 starts. So, what do you think about potentially Blake Snell to the Orioles
Yeah,
or Jordan Montgomery?
I was just gonna say Jordan Montgomery. I think that would be a better fit for the Orioles. I know they picked up Burns, but like they gotta show me that they're willing to spend money, right? You know what I mean? If they go and sign Snell, I'll be like, okay, like this team is like they're all in, like they're gonna be spending for a long time. I think Montgomery in that 18 to 19 range would be good for them. Grayson Rodriguez showed some promise. He struggled. He had his struggles a little bit here and there with the fastball command, but there's no denying that he has electric stuff, right? And then I mean we've been talking about this Orioles team off the record for a long time, right? I mean we talked about how they needed to go get a pitcher, and they went out and got Corbin Burns. That nobody really thought they would go out and do something like that. So that's hopefully a changing of the guard. It'd be good for baseball if Baltimore did start to spend because it's a I feel like it's a good market. It's got a good fan base. It's got one of the nicest ballparks in baseball. Yeah, this team is good. As a Jays fan, it sucks that this team has literally rebuilt and basically lapped the Jays in 3, 4 years already. It's crazy that they won a division before the Jays and they rebuilt totally. But yeah, hats off to the to the scouting department for finding these guys and obviously they've had a lot of 1-1 picks, right? I mean, Adley and a Holiday, right? So they've went through their struggles. They paid their dues. They were bad for a long time, and now fans are finally getting rewarded with some good young talent. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery, I think that this team rather have a Blake Snell. I know
Think
you're
so?
saying Montgomery, but
Yeah,
just the ceiling part of
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? I mean, you have Burns who's openly said he's going to go out to free agency. If
Hmm.
you sign Snell to a 3 to 5, let's say 3 to 5 year deal,
Hmm.
okay? Burns leaves, you have Snell to step right into there.
Yeah,
Means is also a free agent at the end of the year.
yeah,
So, um, with that said, I think that 1-2 punch of Burns and Snell this year is what it's gonna take to try to win this division.
yeah.
Um,
They're gonna
because the
slug for
Yankees
sure.
look
Like they're gonna
really
hit their
good.
homers. They're gonna hit their homers,
Yeah, let's
and
go
like
back up
just
to that.
like it's a stacked offense, and I mean, yeah, they have Holiday slotting in there at and down in the 8 hole. I mean, I really like that Jordan Westbrook too. Like I think he's a good player as well. Like obviously you
Yeah.
got some veterans on here. Cedric
I wonder
Mullins.
if they would I wonder if they would go after a JD Martinez.
Th-
Obviously Ryan Mountcastle's a first baseman,
yeah,
so then it would just be plugging Mountcastle into first base, no Hearns on the bench.
right.
Um, but if you toss in a JD Martinez into this middle of the order,
Hmm.
a vet that's been there, won a World Series, um, has been one of the best at bats in baseball the past 7 seasons. You toss that into this, it's kind of like when they had Nelson Cruz when
Yeah,
they were going through
yeah,
that time where they were just slugging bombs,
yeah.
adding Nelson Cruz during that period of time into the middle of an order like that. I think that Martinez would go a long way for this Orioles
Do
club.
you think that moving that right or that left field fence has scared a lot of right-handed hitters away?
I don't think so, just because you're playing in the AL East and all the ballparks are pretty
Right.
hitter friendly.
Yeah,
But I would say a guy like JD Martinez, he has opposite field power.
he does.
So it wouldn't
Yeah,
even matter,
yeah.
for a guy like that.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just looking at that payroll. It's doable that they get one of these remaining free agents
Yeah.
between Martinez, Montgomery, or Snell. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, like you mentioned, like this offense, it's young, but there's not very many holes other than that DH, like you were just talking about. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty solid all around. I mean, Adley's one of the best catchers in the game, if not one of the best, right? Um, Santander, like he's probably
He
gonna
had a good year
DH.
last year.
Yeah, he had a good year last year. How many you can't see how many DH days he did. How do you know if he played a lot in the field last year? Because
I
I
believe he did.
yeah,
I believe he
so
did, yeah.
um yeah, this could use another this lineup could use another bat for sure. But obviously the elephant in the room is there's no Felix Bautista this year in the bullpen, and they brought in Kimbrel to kind of complement Yenny or Cano. They say Kimbrel is going to get the majority of the saves, probably right, but I think that Cano is probably going to get more than 4 saves if I had to guess. If I had to guess, he'd probably be somewhere in the 10 plus range. But getting Kimbrel, obviously, he's not the lights out closer that he was all those years ago, but he's still a veteran guy that's done it in the past.
Yeah, I mean, last year, other than the very end,
Yeah.
for Philly.
Hmm.
He was good. I mean, a 3.26 with 23 saves, not a bad year
Yep.
whatsoever. And they kind of did closer by committee in
Yep.
Philadelphia, so
Yep.
he got the bulk of the opportunities. You're
Hmm.
right. Cano had 8 last year, even with a Felix Bautista. I know
Yeah.
Bautista went down
Right.
towards the end of the year, but I would say that they're gonna partner that.
I think so too.
I'm there with you on that.
Yeah.
Um, Dylan Tate was good
Hmm.
last year or the year before,
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
Um, let's see, his 22. Yeah, his 22 was good. He had 73 innings pitched. He'll be back. Um,
That Perez too.
Perez,
He's like that
yeah,
funky guy from the left side, kind of got that air and loop kind of cross your body delivery.
yeah. I'm wondering if they're saying Bradish might be done for the season. We don't
Hmm.
know yet. They haven't came out yet.
Yeah.
I think that kind of dictates whether or not they go and add a starter, even if it's like a Lorenzen or some type of innings eater like that.
Yeah.
Um, I think they could add an arm here. They had
Hmm.
the payroll to do it. Even in the bullpen. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Go. Let's just go to pitchers. See what we got. Um, Rich Hill will eat some innings for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean on the relief market, I mean Loop or Han, I
Yeah.
mean both of them weren't great last year, but
Hmm.
you know, I could see them fitting into a middle of a bullpen. They already are pretty deep on the back end, so Michael Givens they've had some experience with twice.
Hmm.
Um Yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, it's pretty. Alex Reyes is out there. I know he's dealt with injury. Mark Melancon,
Yep.
older at this point, but
Yep.
just guys like that have done it in the playoffs.
Yep.
Um, I think that would be kind of where they at this point. But I'm really interested to see what they can do with the remaining money, and
Like
they're gonna have
I
to do.
don't think
I
they're
think
gonna
they
be
have to do
like
something.
I don't like we're both of us are not expecting to be like, oh yeah, the Orioles are all of a sudden in the luxury tax, but at least like $150 million payroll. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they're in that 160 maybe. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is these standings are so close. I mean, this is the best division in baseball. Um, I mean, 1 through 4 is separated by, or sorry, 1 through 5 is only separated by 8 games. So I would definitely probably take the over on the Orioles at 85.
yeah.
No problem.
You just can't convince me that no Felix Bautista leads you to a 16 game difference
Yeah, it's
because
yeah.
they didn't lose anybody like of
And
substance
you're adding a
to the free
holiday
agency market.
potentially too, and all those young guys like they're still good, right? So,
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. If you add a Snell or you add a Montgomery, that I think that for sure is you second place. We talked about this on the Rays outlook and on other AL
yeah,
East outlooks.
yeah.
They won 99 games last year, but they also went like 20-5 in their first
They
25
went
games.
29, they won 29 of their first 36 games.
Okay, so let's just say that it's they what is that 36
Yeah,
or 29. Let's just say that let's round it up to 30. They go 15 and 15.
yeah.
So take off 15 wins from there. Oh, sorry. Take 15 wins off from there,
That's
Like they're
84.
not gonna do that again. There's no way that they're gonna do that again.
No, no. I mean,
So,
they're
and
pesky, man, but like I don't see that at
no
all.
McClanahan,
Yeah,
like it go watch our Rays outlook. We just did it.
yeah.
Go look at it and tell me that this team is going to be second place in this
I
division.
don't see it
I
at all.
don't see it.
I think they're fourth.
Um,
For me, I think they're
yeah,
fourth. I'd have the Yankees, Orioles, Jays, Rays, Red Sox. Like that's how I would probably have it right now as it stands. But like I said, this is the most competitive division in baseball, and yep, this is the Orioles division to own for a long time. I think you're bang on that. Like they got all this young talent, and if they do start spending with this new ownership, the sky's the limit for the future of this franchise.
yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.